Respected Srimati Gursharan Kaur, Dr. C. Rangrajan, Shekhawat Sahab, distinguished guests and friends. I welcome you to the Delhi release of R.K. Laxman, The Uncommon Man. Paradoxically, this book that pays tribute to the genius of Sri Laxman has been written by a most common man. I was a professor in accountancy at the University of Rajasthan, Jaipur, and here I stand now before you all. I am truly thankful for the encouragement and participation of you all today. It's wonderful to be in the capital today and extremely appropriate considering that the impetus for writing this book came from an event that occurred in Delhi. On 5th August last year, I attended the book launch of my friend. It was a large format book, scholarly book on ancient history of India. That day, I decided that I should also write a large format book and have the launch, a grand launch over here. And here we are today. I must share with you one of my regrets in life. I never got the opportunity to write the biography of my friend and mentor, Sri Nani Palkhiwala, in his lifetime. The idea was always at the back of my mind, but owing to circumstances and lack of resources, I could not follow through on it. I didn't want to repeat the error with another brilliant man I'm privileged to call a friend. My first brush with Laxman was in 1985 at Nani's residence in Mumbai. The two men were good friends. And later when I asked Laxman to illustrate the covers of my financial monographs, upon Nani's suggestion, he readily accepted, much to my delight. Over time, our families became very close. In fact, Nani and Laxman were godparents to my daughters. While Nani named my elder daughter Savitri, Laxman named the younger one Hema. Thus, considering this closeness, Putting this book together was both a privilege and a pleasure for me. Nevertheless, this dream could not have been translated into reality without the encouragement of some very special people. They may not have even realized how significant their support was. One of them is Srimati Gursharan Kaur. I shared my manuscript with her. She held it in her hands and glanced through it. Undoubtedly, her Midas touch has made this book a success. It is indeed an honor and privilege that, Madam, you have kindly consented to lodge the book in Delhi. Madam, I still vividly remember your smile when I explained the cover design to you. The front cover was R.K. Laxman drawing the common man, and the back cover was common man drawing R.K. Laxman. Another source of support has been Dr. C. Rangarajan. Our association dates back to more than 30 years. Sir, I still cherish my stint at the Reserve Bank of India, and your presence means a lot to me. 2 months ago, the book was released by the Governor of Maharashtra, His Excellency Shri S.C. Jamir, at Raj Bhavan, Mumbai. It was also launched by the Reserve Bank of India's College of Agricultural Banking in Pune last month. Srimati and Shri Laxman were present at both the events. Unfortunately, they could not be here today because of Shri Laxman's health. They convey their good wishes to us all and to you in particular, Madam. Madam, ladies and gentlemen, now let me tell you a little more about the book. It is not just a chronicle of New India's political history, but a keen reminder of what democracy ought to stand for. It is essentially divided into 5 sections. It begins with a sketch of genius, a biographical essay on Laxman, which is followed by art, a look at Laxman the artist. From his beloved Ganeshas and crows to other subjects in watercolor, pastels, and ink, this book reveals a new side to Laxman. The next section is on caricature, the idea of bringing out the essence of a personality through credible exaggeration. The 4th section is humor, which is one of the most powerful weapon in the arsenal of a cartoonist. Finally, we have political cartoons, what Laxman is best known for. Did you ever wonder how this 85-year-old young man, as unassuming as the common man he created, reached such dizzying heights? Born in 1924 in Mysore, he started sketching on the wall when he was 3. It went on to become his abiding passion. Laxman paid little heed to school, like me. In his finals, he failed in Kannada, which disqualified him from entering intermediate college. But consolation came from his famous sibling, R.K. Narayan. He declared proudly that I too failed in English language, and I've become one of the most celebrated authors in English. That emboldened Laxman to pursue his art. He encountered another failure when he applied for admission to the Sir J.J. School of Arts. His samples of work were returned with the statement that they lacked talent. But Laxman never gave up on his dream. One summer in Chennai, he read an item on the postal strike and came up with his first political cartoon. Laxman had found his niche. After rejections in Delhi from the Hindustan Times and the Indian Express, who later awarded him for his excellence, he briefly worked for the Free Press Journal in Mumbai, where he even shared a desk with a young Balasaheb Thackeray. And then he found his home, Times of India, first page. What endeared Laxman most to his devoted readers was undoubtedly his signature creation, The Common Man, Laxman's representation of every man. Since independence, the common man has embodied the aspiration of the masses in India, reflected their concerns, shared their joys, and kept their political masters in check with his acerbic insight into how the country functions. Indeed, there could be no better symbol of the need for political transparency and accountability. Key to Laxman's success was his unerring ability to lampoon the establishment. He removed Nehru's Gandhi cap and exposed his bald pate. He invited the ire of Morarji Desai to the extent that he even held a cabinet meeting to ban Laxman's cartoon when he was the chief minister of Mumbai. Mrs. Gandhi's wisp of lightning-like white hair and the beak-like curve of her nose was also great fodder for his brush. Interestingly, despite their open criticism of the emergency, Laxman and Nani Palkhiwala were not arrested because of Madam Indira Gandhi's high respect for them. As for Rajiv Gandhi, Laxman made him look more rotund, shortened his nose and tilted it upwards, and reduced the hair on his pate until people started saying that Rajiv has now begun to resemble Laxman's cartoon version. Let me share with you an interesting anecdote. It was a public joke about Rajiv Gandhi. When any problem was brought to his notice, he would say, "I'll look into the matter." Once, when Laxman was introduced to Rajiv at a book release event, Rajiv observed, "I like your cartoons, but you make me look too fat." Without batting an eyelid, Laxman spontaneously remarked, "I will look into the matter." As for Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, Laxman provided ample hints in the late 1990s and early 2000 that he would be the Prime Minister one day. The proof is over there. You've seen the cartoons. Repeatedly suggesting that he was or would be Sonia Gandhi ji's choice. Behind the wit and the bold political commentary, though, Laxman is an intensely private individual who cherishes seclusion. Winner of innumerable awards, including the Padma Vibhushan and the Magsaysay, he is a man beloved to his nation and to me. He is not just an uncommon man, but an uncommon friend, and I do hope this book provides every reader an uncommon glimpse into a very special life. I once again express my thanks to you, Madam, Dr. Rangarajan, and all the distinguished guests here. Inshallah, I hope to stand before you all once again when I write the biography of another great inspiration in my life, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji. Thank you very much. Madam, may I now request you to kindly launch the book. Thank you very much, madam. Now, I would like to tell you a little about Dr. Chakravarti Rangarajan. A former professor of economics at the University of Rajasthan, Jaipur, he went to scale great heights. This Padma Vibhushan has served as the Governor Reserve Bank of India, the Governor of Andhra Pradesh, and a member of Rajya Sabha. Currently, he is the chairman of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. Over and above, Dr. Rangarajan is my role model. I am thus delighted to invite him to say a few words. Thank you.
Mrs. Gursharan Kaur, Dr. Dharmendra Bhandari, and distinguished invitees. It is an honor to be associated with this function. Mrs. Gursharan Kaur has just now released the book, R.K. Laxman, The Uncommon Man. It is a collection of a carefully selected set of cartoons by R.K. Laxman. It also includes some of the sketches by him, with an excellent introduction by Dharmendra Bhandari on the life sketch of R.K. Laxman. For the last 5 or 6 decades, the reading public in this country has been captivated and enthralled by the cartoons of R.K. Laxman. The pithiness of the sentences below the cartoon, the portrayal of politicians with all their idiosyncrasies, the humor and the reproach implicit in the cartoon, all of these make the cartoons of R.K. Laxman in a class by itself. It can be said truly that there are very few cartoonists in this world to match the brilliance of R.K. Laxman. The common man with his black coat and checks and a bewildered look, a creation of R.K. Laxman, has become immortal. The common man is wonderstruck or awestruck at the follies of the politicians. But the humor of R.K. Laxman is such that I'm quite sure that even the politicians will laugh at themselves when they see the cartoons. Let us all wish him long and healthy life so that we may continue to enjoy his creations. I want to take the opportunity to express my deep thanks to Dr. Dharmendra Bhandari, our gratefulness, I should say, for bringing out this wonderful book. I know it is a work of love as far as Bhandari is concerned, because of his close relationship with Laxman's family. And I also thank him for the excellent foreword or the preface that he has written, which brings out many aspects of the life of R.K. Laxman. He indicated a few of them in his introductory remarks. I will only say in conclusion that the book is a fine possession, and I'm sure that everyone who has got a copy of this book will cherish it as a great treasure. Thank you very much.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, India doesn't need to be introduced to the gracious and dignified Srimati Gursharan Kaur, but I would like to do so anyway. Born in 1937, she was educated in Guru Nanak Kanya Pathshala, the government college for women in Patiala, and Khalsa College, Amritsar. She married Dr. Manmohan Singh in 1958 and has 3 lovely daughters, Upinder, Daman, and Amrit. Devoutly religious, she is well known for her kirtan singing amongst the Sikh community. In fact, so melodious is her voice that she has even sung on All India Radio several times. I now request Madam Srimati Gursharan Kaur to say a few words. Thank you.
Dr. Dharmendra Bhandari, Dr. Rangarajan, and respected guests. I'm very happy to launch the book R.K. Laxman, The Uncommon Man by Dr. Dharmendra Bhandari in Delhi. I have known Dr. Bhandari for many years, since the time he was teaching at the University of Rajasthan in Jaipur. I am also a big fan of India's cartoonist Shri R.K. Laxman, although Shri Laxman cannot be present here today, but we can honor him in his absence. Shri Laxman's genius lies in a unique combination of special artistic skill, a fine and bold sense of humor, and an ability to bring out the connections between national events and the lives of ordinary people. This combination comes out most brilliantly in his Common Man. The common man is not just a creation of an artist. He is a reflection of ourselves as ordinary people, our problems, thoughts, dilemmas, living in a fast-paced and ever-changing world. As this book shows, the common man himself has changed over time. But he has always made us sit up, take notice, and think about many things, especially the uncomfortable aspects of life and the world around us. For many decades, I have started my day by looking at the front page of Times of India to see what the common man is up to. Actually, most of the time he does not speak. He observes, he listens as someone else does the talking. Sometimes a famous international figure, sometimes a national leader. It can be a politician, a bureaucrat, a film star, or a beggar. And sometimes it is his own wife, a woman who certainly has a lot to say. With just one sketch and one caption, R.K. Laxman captures the truth, irony, and humor in the most important news of the day. I find it truly amazing that Shri Laxman's cartoons have managed to make us all laugh over so many decades. Even my husband, who has often been the subject of these cartoons, cannot resist a smile. Dr. Bhandari has done us all a service by bringing out this beautifully produced book with its wonderful collection of Shri Laxman's art, caricatures, humor, and political cartoons. His introduction gives us many interesting details about the artist, his childhood, his career, and the development of his art. Shri Laxman's life story is an inspiration for us all, showing us how true talent and genius cannot be held back. As we go through the pages of this book, they bring back memories of recent and distant events, and along with those memories, they bring smiles and laughter, things which are so greatly needed in our lives. I'm sure that all of you will enjoy this book as much as I have. I compliment Dr. Bhandari and congratulate him once again. Thank you for giving us such a lovely book. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Auntie, for your words of encouragement. I now request my wife Madhu to present a memento to Srimati Gursharan Kaur and Dr. Rangarajan and offer the votes of thanks. When I told Mr. Laxman that she liked the cover design, Laxman drawing the common man, and common man drawing Laxman, he thought of it. I do not know. I asked him to give a memento for you, and he drew this memento for Mrs. Gursharan Kaur. Common man drawing common man.
Thank you so much. I'm also privileged to have a Ganesha done by Laxman, which I enjoy looking at it every day, almost every day. It's a very, very nice memory to have around. Thank you.
And now the Ganesha for Dr. Rangarajan. I'll take the opportunity. Let me please go.
A very good evening to you all. On behalf of my husband, I would like to thank Srimati Gursharan Kaur for her lovely words, constant encouragement, and gracious presence tonight. I would also like to thank Dr. C. Rangarajan, who has been such an inspiration for so many years. Distinguished audience and friends from the media, thank you for sparing your valuable time to be here. We are grateful for your support. And although he is not here today, I would like to thank Sri R.K. Laxman and Srimati Kamla Laxman for motivating us all and showing us that no dream is unattainable. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us for refreshments.